Hey guys, it's the ferret here. I'm not airbrushing right now. I just wanted to, I don't know, I got some crazy idea in my head. and I, and I figured I'd post this on the forum or on YouTube anyway, then everyone could see it or take a look at it. So it looks like we have another competition, and it's a portrait competition. So, the forums for learning how to airbrush. I mean, the first place prize is a Badger Chrome. I already have a Velocity, an Infinity, and a Micron, so I really don't need to win the Chrome, although that would be nice if I did. Um, so I just wanted to, this is a Cameron Diaz portrait. This isn't a portrait for the competition. I just wanted to go over again how I do what I do. You could say, oh, that's cheating. He didn't freehand sketch it. Okay, whatever. It's cheaper than using an overhead projector. I was going to get a digital projector, but they're like very expensive. And then I found out that the bulbs are super expensive to replace. And then I was going to get one of those cheesy little plastic projectors, opaque projectors that they sell at different various airbrushing companies online. And I don't know, I could just go to Staples. It's down a block from where I live. So I take the picture on my little flash drive, and I come up with these. This is my color reference. It's a little darker than the image on the computer, so I have to lighten it a little bit. And the black and white is even darker. These are not black areas. These are darker shades. I downloaded a picture in black and white. If I want to transfer this to a 8 by 10, I use 9 by 12 canvases, and I printed 8 by 10, and this way you could tape off a nice border. The border it makes it look more like a photograph or a picture. It's a nice accent for when you want to frame your work. Here's all my other works. They're all bordered. You can't see it stock, sorry. Alright, maybe I'll try to lighten this a little bit. Alright. Can you see them now? Alright, the Kristen Kriok painting that took me 3 months, and the Marilyn Monroe. And then the other one is underneath that. I'm not going to go over there and dig it out. The Leighton Niska, or whatever her name is. I saw her on YouTube. She actually has no accent. I was thinking she would have a thick accent. I didn't know where she's from. I don't know where these people are from. I just pick up the references, and all of a sudden, Kristen Kriok is from Smallville. So I just want to give a quick thing. Okay, so that's the color references. So basically what I did was I printed this out 16 by 20. It's going on an 18 by 24 panel. And I traced out the eyes with carbon paper. So there's my eyes. You have a choice. You could stencil them or you could freehand them. In this case, I noticed that the pupils aren't solidly round. The retinas aren't solidly round. I have a Micron. I'm getting pretty good with it. I'm going to freehand this whole thing, I think. There's a lot of lighter areas in the flesh around the eyes, reflections that I'll probably use the eraser for. What I also want to try to do is, like you see, okay, with this nose, you see a sharp contrasty line. You could actually take an X-Acto knife and cut around here and just make your cut line go further back so that all you have is just a nose. And you could actually use the nose as a template to just get that sharp edge if you want. What you can also do is you could trace out the lips and then do them completely freehand. And if you don't want to do that, you could just cut out the lips with your X-Acto knife and just give a light shot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pencil out where all the highlights are on her lips, so that I know after I put my first 2 coats of flesh over the lips, the ferret. I'm going to make these lips bright red. Or red anyway. I'm not leaving them flesh. That's too boring. She's got no lipstick on. It looks like she's got a pink shade of pearlescent lipstick. I'm not painting her lips that color. So that's it, and then you just go over the eraser. You see all these ridges in her lips. Those are all going to be highlighted. I don't know if I'm going to take them down to white. I might just make them lighter. You got all the textures inside the upper lip. Now one thing, I think Wicked Art did this portrait, and he did a beautiful job of it. But I'm noticing all these pores in the skin and all that. You could take a micron or another fine airbrush, and you can actually do your figure eight texture, or just go around dotting really fast, and you can actually airbrush all these pores in if you wanted. I'm going to start off without doing that, and then I'm going to try to decide if I want to later on. But I want this one to come out exactly like a photograph when it's done. So, also what you could do is, if you want a sharp edge over the chin, you could cut this off, and then you have a mask for the face. I actually think that I might actually be able to get this one finished or close to finished tonight if I keep up with it. Alright, that's all I have for now. Like I said, get the picture. You could just use it as a reference or guide. You see I've already put in where her nose is, the shade, and the eyes. I just need to trace out the lips, and I could start this whole thing off. You can actually also do that same technique for the hair too. Here's my eye. Quick funny story, I have plenty of time. I think I did that eye right after Mitch did his first eye tutorial. So that's where all that blobby stuff in the flesh is. You know, that's like the figure, my version of figure eight texture. I never finished that, and sadly I think it's getting ruined from stuff getting splattered all over it. But I should finish that. I can do that, you know. I have a lot of paintings that I still need to finish. That's my little my little flower that I did for my mother. I got to send that to her. that's the giant Christian Creoc that's never gonna get done because I'm doing the competition piece on that canvas. After this painting, I'm working on the competition. It's right up my alley. Another thing is, if you ever want to paint a picture, say you want to paint a picture at an angle on something, you want it reflecting out of something, you just hold it at an angle, and then you can take a picture of it, like so, and then print that to whatever size you want. You can put a picture at an angle, like if it's in a room, on a mirror, in the wall, and the wall isn't straight. That's a pretty cool idea, right? Alright, take care. And another thing, one last thing. I noticed a lot when I take a picture of my photograph, when you try to take a picture of a painting and you want to post it, don't take a picture of it at an angle, because it's going to look off. You see her face looks shorter there. Yeah. Or if you curve it, it's going to look like something from a funhouse mirror. Just a little tip for you guys. Alright, everybody on the forum on a competition, good luck. Hope that tip works out for you if you decide to use it.